Hey everybody, I'm back after a bit of a break. Had a few things that I had to take care of, a bit poorly, family things to take care of, but kind of back. I think you can probably guess what I'm gonna have a bit of a rant about today. Just one thing, really. I think it's the thing that everyone's either kind of split on, but this coronavirus. Let's start straight away with saying four words: calm the fuck down. Ridiculous. The media have really shit up most of the UK and absolutely panicked people with their horror stories of what's going to happen to sort this out, and what's this and what's that, and forcing people into panic buying and stuff like that. We need to calm everything down. We're looking at 100 or so cases out of a country or out of the UK with a residency of 65 million people. Just over 100 of them have got it. That's not even 1% of the population of the UK. It's like 0.0007889%. It's not even 1% of the population have got it. But we are being, or not all of us, but a lot of people are being scared and being forced into doing things panic wise, going out and panic buying hand sanitizers and stuff like that, purely based on the media, the TV and the newspapers, putting the fear of fucking God up everyone for no reason whatsoever. How about the government step up and be a bit more responsible about this and just say, like what I said at the beginning of this video, calm the fuck down. It would be great if the government came out and said to the media, come on now, you don't need to frighten people this much. Let's put facts out there. Let's put proper 100% facts out there of how the situation isn't as bad as what we're making it out to be. But no, the government are quite happy to sit back and let people panic. They're quite happy to panic as well by saying, oh, we've got to talk to the army and we might have to bring in these measures where an entire city and it's got to go on lockdown and no one's allowed to leave. I've heard various things like saying that anyone over the age of 65 is going to be told they can't leave their house, and relatives are going to be told that they can't visit elderly relatives for fear of spreading it. So they're basically saying old people have got to literally sit in the house on their own and they're not allowed to leave their house and they're not allowed any visitors. How fucking irresponsible is that? I know that there's a virus that's kind of contagious and a few people have caught it, but are we really at the stage now where we've got to start saying to people, everyone lock yourselves away and don't come out? No, we're not at that at all. This whole thing now about people saying, oh no, we're now going to have to wash our hands. What, weren't you doing it beforehand? Surely every time you leave the toilet you wash your hands. Every time you handle something that's dirty, or whether you handled fresh meat or whether you handled something else, you wash your hands afterwards. This isn't a new thing. We haven't stumbled upon this. Some inventor's not come up and go, do you know what, I come up with a really good idea. It's called washing your hands. Everyone should be fucking doing it anyway. So why is it all of a sudden a big thing that everyone's now got to start doing it? People should never have stopped doing it, surely. And then you get all these people panic buying hand sanitizers. Been out to the shops today and they've actually got people guarding the shelves in boots to stop people bulk buying hand sanitizers, because people aren't just buying one or two or three, they're trying to pick up 20 or 30 at a time. Calm down, for fuck's sake. Haven't you got soap at home? You don't need to bulk buy these things. They're not going to run out. But the thing that mystifies me even more, and I really cannot understand where this has come from, why are people bulk buying fucking toilet roll? What, are they expecting that the coronavirus is going to cause a wave of incontinence and everyone's going to start shitting themselves without knowing? No, the virus hasn't got that side effect to it where it plays your guts up. There are symptoms to it, but it wouldn't be a symptom that you'd need to have a never-ending supply of fucking toilet roll. So why are these people going out and buying and emptying the shelves of toilet roll? I've been into Asda today, and the whole two aisles that would normally have toilet roll on are completely and utterly empty. Why? If anyone's watching this video now and could give me the reason why, if you're one of these fuckwits that's gone out and bulk bought toilet paper, respond to this video, message me, or post the video yourself and post it back to me. Why did you do it? Why do you need to stock up on toilet roll? I can not understand, but people bulk buying hand sanitizers is stupid, but you can see there's a kind of a false logic in it. But fucking toilet roll, I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, it's not going to stop you catching the virus. If you come into contact with someone, you can't wrap yourself up in toilet paper like a mummy and you're going to be protected from it. So I really don't fucking get why people are bulk buying toilet roll. I go in the supermarket and you're expecting, if there's going to be this kind of, everyone's going to be on lockdown, you'd expect that people are going to go out and buy loads of canned goods and non-perishable food to can last them for the 2 weeks that they've got to self-isolate. No, the food shelves are perfectly fine, they're all stocked. It's just a fucking toilet roll aisle that's empty. Why? So please, if someone either has done it and there's a reason why they've done it, or someone watching this does know the reason why these half-wits are emptying the supermarket's toilet rolls, please let me know, because I've scratched my head and I can't figure out for the life of me why it would put you in a better situation against the coronavirus having 500 fucking toilet rolls in your house. I don't get it. Plus, we need to start calming down. As I said at the beginning of the video, we need to calm down about this. The media needs to back down and not be so scaremongery with how they're reporting on this virus. Yes, it has killed people. I think to my knowledge, 2 people in the UK have now died. One of them did have other underlying illnesses and was poorly anyway in hospital for something else other than coronavirus, but tested positive for it. So obviously that person's picked it up from somewhere, and it may have kind of speeded up the process of them passing away, but it might not be the sole cause of why they have. I don't know about the second case, but whether it's another person that's got an underlying serious condition, but they've just tested positive for it. And anyone dying from it, whether it was just 1 in 10 million or 1 in 65 million, someone dying from it is a crying shame, and it's not nice. It's not nice for the family, but we've got to calm down and go. At the moment, we have kind of got it controlled. It's 2 people that have been reported to have passed away and 100 or so cases. But how about, on a positive note, rather than just report about the new cases, report on how many people have had it, got over it, and they're fine now. So let's have that on the news and say, but however, 32 people have been cured of it. More people are surviving it than dying from it. And there is a certain demographic and the specific of the people that are at risk. And it's the very, very young, the very old, and anyone with an underlying condition that kind of compromises their immune system in some way, that are at risk. It doesn't mean if you've got an underlying condition. For example, myself, I'm diabetic, so I'm an at-risk group. But the way the press are reporting it, I should think that I should start writing my will now, and I should start telling my family what to do with my personal effects and plan my funeral, because I'm in an at-risk group, so I'm going to fucking die. That's the way the media are reporting it, and that isn't the case. I'm just at a higher risk of getting it. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it. It doesn't mean if I get it, I'm going to snuff it. It just means that I'm at a slightly higher percentage risk of catching it should I come into contact with someone. It doesn't mean I'm definitely going to get it, which is how the press are making people feel. They're making people feel it's inevitable, you're going to get it. Don't. They should calm the fuck down. I know it's a quiet time for news at the moment. There's no wars, there's no perverts showing up in the royal family, there's no members of the royal family leaving anymore. There's no politicians that are doing anything dodgy. It's quite a quiet time for news at the moment, but then they've got to fill their newspapers and they've got to fill the TV with something, so they're jumping on this coronavirus thing. The other day, I think it was during the week just gone, every channel, every terrestrial channel, so all the BBC channels, ITV, Channel 4 and Channel 5, all were showing scaremonger programs about the coronavirus all at the same time. So even if you tried to flick over and thought, you know what, I really, I don't really want to hear about this. I'll make up my own mind. I'll do my own research. You flick the channel, it's on again. You flick the channel, it's on again. So it's almost like they want to panic people. They want to make this into something big so they've got something to report. Well, don't. There are people in this country that are easily scared. There's also people in this country that are thick as shit, like the bulk buying toilet roll brigade, and let's buy 40 bottles of hand sanitizer. You've got those morons that will do that every time. As soon as they see one snowflake hit the ground, they're going out and buying 15,000 loaves of bread and enough milk to outdo United Dairies. So you're always going to get that dickhead element that will just go mad the minute something goes wrong and they have to go over the top with it. But you do have those kind of people that are maybe of a nervous disposition, or maybe mental health issues, that things like this panic the hell out of them, because they look at it and they think, well, I'm going to get it then. That's it. I'm done for. There's nothing I can do. There's no cure. I don't know when it's going to come. I could feel like I've only got a cold and I'm not. I'm on my way out. No. What the press should be is a bit more responsible with the way that they're reporting this. And the TV. The TV are just as bad. I think the BBC have been really putting the shit up people. Every day they bring a different scientist into the studio to talk about it, and every scientist is saying something different. I've heard that it doesn't survive on surfaces. It is completely airborne. Then I've read that, and I've heard on these experts on BBC saying it does survive on plastic, it survives on wood, it survives on paper, it survives on aluminium, all these different surfaces it can survive on for up to 4 to 5 days. Then another guy comes out and he'll say something completely different that contradicts that and says, no, providing you wipe your surfaces down, you're not going to catch it. Then someone else comes out and go, oh, it's a complete waste of time wiping surfaces down. Everyone's going to get it and we're all going to die. All these scientists are just happy to get their 15 minutes of bloody fame on the TV and be interviewed. So they make the most of it. And the bigger scaremonger they can be, the happier they are. I know I might be wrong on that. I might be being a bit cynical. But that just seems the way that it is. What would be nice would be the leader of our country, our Prime Minister, to step forward and basically, obviously not in the words that I used, but figuratively say to people, everyone needs to calm down. The press need to stop scaremongering people. But no, he's quite happy to let all this scaremongering go on. Is it some kind of, is there something that they're gaining from this? All I can understand is that there's a lot more money going to the economy from the sales of hand sanitizers and toilet rolls than there's ever been since they've ever been invented. So perhaps there's a thing to do with that. Perhaps there's a tax that they can put on toilet roll and hand sanitizers going forward, where the government can make some money out of this. Because I really don't understand, if you want to make yourself look like a powerful leader of the country, at times like this you step up and you step forward and you basically put the country at ease. You say to the country, yes, it's not a good thing, but the situation isn't horrific and we will get through this and we will do this and we will do that. But no, it's all no, I've met with Cobra and I've met with the army and we're going to tell people that if they don't isolate themselves, they're going to go to prison. And it's like, oh, here we go again. We're just scaring people. Let's look at this realistically. 65 million people in the UK. You come out and say to them, right, everyone from tomorrow has all got to self-isolate for 14 days. Everyone's got to stay indoors. How many of the 65 million will do it? Possibly quite a few. But how many, for different reasons, are going to go, no, bollocks to that, you're not telling me what to do, I'm not being, you're going to get the element that are just like that anyway, that as soon as authority tell them to do something, they're going to rebel against it. So you're going to get the morons taking to the street saying that we're being dictated to. You're also going to get the element that kind of like the free speech brigade, and the kind of everyone should be allowed to make their own decisions on things and we shouldn't have decisions made for us. They're going to say, no, I should be able to decide myself whether I want to spread it or not. It's my virus, I should decide what I can do with it. So you've got that dickhead element. You've also got the big dickhead element, the extreme element, the kind of morons that I've read about in the news that are just going up to Chinese people in the street and beating them up. There's nothing you can do about those people other than either put them down or give them a lobotomy, because they're morons. You know, just walking up to someone because they look oriental in the street and kicking the shit out of them because somehow they're to blame for this virus is fucking moronic behaviour. And there's nothing you can do about morons like that other than, if it was an animal that behaved that way, you put it down. This element unfortunately raises its head whenever something like this happens, and they take it to an extreme. So they're not going to follow procedures about self-isolating. So you're probably going to be, if you're looking at 65 million, I would say you're looking maybe about 30 to 35 million will do it. The rest will have some kind of excuse for not doing it. There are obviously people in the UK that can't stay indoors and not go to work because the job that they do is too important for people to just go, well, let's not do it anymore. Firemen can't just stay indoors and go, no, I'm not going out. Policemen can't. Ambulance men can't. People that keep an eye for safety reasons on the gas and the electric and nuclear and stuff like that sit there kind of overseeing security and stuff like that. They can't sit at home and go, oh, I'll just leave it to itself, leave it to its own devices. So it isn't as easy as just saying to everyone, stay at home. It can't. There's some people that literally can't because of the job that they do. They can't stay at home. Then you've obviously got people that are concerned about relatives, and we go back to the point I made earlier, this anyone over the age of 65 shouldn't be allowed to leave their house and no one should be allowed to visit them. That's fucking ridiculous. The last thing you need at the moment now, if you're an elderly person having the shit scared out of you by irresponsible media, is being told that no one can come and keep you company or check on how you are. Do you think that's going to make them better? No. It might have a very, very small percentage of them not catching the coronavirus, but instead they'll probably die of a fucking broken heart because no one's coming to visit them, or they'll fall over in their house and they can't get help because they can't get anyone to come and check on them, so they'll die that way. So that is so fucking irresponsible to say that all people over the age of 65 have to stay in and not allow people to come and visit them. It is irresponsible. It's downright cruel to say that that's something you're going to have to do. I understand measures have got to be taken, and there's probably people watching this going, oh, but if we don't take these measures, it's going to spread. It's going to spread anyway, because there's still morons walking around out there that have got it, that are doing nothing about it. One of these bozos that was one of the people in Brighton knew he'd been to a place that was at high risk, came home, knew he was ill and had all the symptoms, didn't do anything about it until he felt really, really poorly, and then walked into A&E. Totally disregarding any of the advice. If you've come from this country, self-isolate. No, I'm not doing that. I'll walk around and I'll carry on going to work, but I'll start feeling a bit rough, and I'll feel a bit rougher, and now I'm getting a bit short of breath. Oh, now it's time for me to go and get some medical help. I'll just walk into A&E. That's fucking irresponsible. There's a list online of all the countries, if you visited or if you know someone who's visited and you're in close contact with them, to be extra cautious and extra wary. It's not an exhaustive list, and there are more countries not on it than on it, but that list is there for a reason, to check against it. So if you know you've flown back from one of these places on holiday or through that place, or you've been with people that have been there or from there, at least have a bit of courtesy to kind of go, do you know what, I think I should keep a bit of a tab on myself. If I start feeling poorly, I know what I'm to do. To ring up a phone number, ring up NHS Direct, tell them that I'm self-isolating, and take it from there, and let the procedures that are in place, sort you out. not just walk around mindlessly and go, oh, it won't be me, I'm just feeling a little bit run down, but I've been to China on holiday. Well, no, there's a higher risk that you're not just run down, you're a bit poorly, and you're a bit poorly. It's more of a risk that you might have this. So, just for the sake of not giving it to everyone else, isolate yourself. Is it really that big a deal to stay in for 14 days if you're like a young, normally healthy person? Stay in for 14 days because you've been somewhere that's a bit high risk. Is that really too much to ask of people? The problem is it's going to be too much to ask of people if you ask the whole country to do it at once, or if you take entire cities and ask them to do it, because it ain't going to happen. Because, I say, people will rebel and say, I ain't doing it. So all I will say to you people is everyone stay healthy, keep an eye on yourself, keep an eye on the ones that are close to you and your friends and stuff like that, and don't get caught up by this media scaremongering. We're all adults, we all know how to deal with ourselves, we can all look at instructions, and if we need to take them, the precautions that are taken, most of the people I think watching this and other adults would look at that and know exactly how to deal with this. Don't get caught up with the scaremongering and walk to Sainsbury's and buy 800 toilet rolls and 50,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. That ain't gonna reduce your risk of catching it. If you're gonna catch it, you're gonna catch it. Having loads of toilet roll in the house ain't gonna stop it. Anyway, it's been nice to be back. I am going to try and get back into the kind of thing of maybe doing this a couple of times a week. Now things are kind of sorting themselves out, and a few things I've still got to take care of, but I should be able to maybe kind of drop a video each week. So, as I said before, if you've got any topics that you want me to kind of have a rant about, hit me up on the Rich T Facebook page. Let me know what you want me to rant about. If you disagree with me, go online and tell me, what, I think you're an arsehole. Fine, tell me that. I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm just giving my opinion on things. Other than that, stay well, stay healthy. I'll see you soon. Peace out.